would you like to kissy kissy my mouth? Yes or no? Okay, for anyone who didn't quite get that, that's a reference to Cassette Boy versus the Bloody Apprentice. It's just a little video I stumbled across on YouTube. Now, if you have watched the show The Apprentice, it'll be absolutely hilarious. He's done a few other videos like a Harry Potter one as well, which is quite rude, which you might enjoy. Anyway, welcome to the show about events on the Remington server. Let's have a recap of events which have taken place this week. Well, last week. We had the classic level 110 party. um, Not quite sure why so many people didn't turn up, but we had 110 that was celebrated, which was Coochie. Well done, Coochie. Would have been nice if some other 110s would have turned up. Not like they're of my friends list, so I can see their level, but who knows? We had fun anyway. About celebrating people who got level 110, the new maximum level. I think that was about it for that exciting event. Yeah, I filmed most of it, so you can have a lovely look at the pretty fireworks. Okay, the other event was a joint event with Demion from the German Almera server. It was Wakfu's first anniversary birthday party. Yay! Happy birthday, Wakfu. Yeah, it was a pretty awesome event. I was super happy with how it went. I apologise for some reason. I had recorded all of it up to the actual firework part, and then sort of realised as I'd already done like 7 fireworks. So luckily Demion, who's much more reliable than myself, he's recorded all of it, and he actually live streamed the event because I was coughing pretty much non-stop. I couldn't join him on this occasion. Yeah, it was really cool what Demion suggested. He suggested, why don't we just do joint events? So run the events on Remington and Almera at the same time. I thought, yeah, why not? And then I come up with this little event. So the first birthday party, we got 10. Thank you very much for my camera. Amazing fireworks. So I thought it's more fun if we all let them off at exactly the same time. Oh, what a good idea. And I was very impressed. People actually behaved themselves. We actually managed to do the fireworks at the same time. I thought people would have just got trigger happy because that's what most people are like with fireworks. But yeah, so Demion did the countdown, and he went like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then Amera and Remington, we all let our first year fireworks off at the same time. And the first year fireworks was just absolutely epic. But it just, because we all did it at the same time, the whole screen was just full of like number ones going. It was just epic. Anyone who didn't attend, gutted, you honestly missed out. And there's limits on how much I can advertise, yeah? Really, there really is limits. Anyway, I'll do a similar event next year. There was also one on the Nox server. Hopefully they record it and they're gonna chuck it up as well. But yeah, it was pretty good. Apologise. Unfortunately, I still have quite a bad cough, which is cool. Well, that was it for events. Let's do upcoming events. Well, to be honest, I'm only just gonna keep doing my consistent events. So I'm gonna do another 110 party, max level party, and I'll speak to Demion, and maybe we'll do another joint. We'll do a joint party. Because I think Remington, mostly me, might be doing max level parties. Maybe Nox could join in. Yeah, they can join in. It'd be a bit of fun. Well, all you gotta do is get max level, and then if you're online at the correct time, not sure what time I'll do it. Maybe 8 p.m. GMT plus 0. Don't worry, I'll post the link on the forums and the date and all the information. Probably doing Guide Plaza because it's the party location of Wakfu. Okay, that's it for upcoming events. Let's do a tip. Now, this tip, I'm not quite sure how people have managed to play through the game without learning this, but anyway, I don't know how they managed it. Okay, it's called base damage. Okay, every spell on the game has base damage, and what your base damage is, it's without any stats how much damage you'll do. Okay, so obviously you want your base damage as high as possible. So I usually deem 100 base damage as good, and anything over 100 base damage as above average. Very good damage. So like a long range character will typically do 100 base, and close range characters will do more like 200 damage, because obviously long range characters can hit further. Well, if they're not getting nerfed. Okay. Okay, so say if you've got a spell, all you do is to work out your base damages, you need to work out your combo damage. So let's say if you've got a spell which hits 40 base damage and it is 4 AP. So if you had 8 AP, that'd be 80 base damage a turn. And then to work out how much, like what your strongest spells are, you divide how much AP there is by the base damage, and then you work it out. So 40 divide 4 AP is 10. So 10 isn't very high, to be honest. Now you have to bear in mind, you can be slightly obsessed with damage, but you also do have to bear in mind like Wakfu points and long and close range. So obviously the close range spells, probably close range and Wakfu spells are going to have higher base damages. Now why that base damages are important is that's what you can make your build around. So you might sacrifice damage and make your character more long range. Also, single target tend to have higher damages than AoE damages, obviously, to make them a little bit more balanced. Okay, so we've got our base damage of 80 damage a turn in 8 AP. Now, damage works very simply. For every plus 100% damage, you just add 80. So for every 100%, you're going to just add 80. So with no damage at all, you'll hit 80. With 100, you'll hit 160. With 200%, you'll hit 240 damage per turn. And as you can see, it's very simple. And then resistance just takes away from your plus damage. So let's say it had 100 resistance and you had 100 damage. So 100 damage minus 100 resistance would be plus 0. So you'd still hit 80. And it's as simple as that. Now there is a minimum thing where the minimum you can hit per turn is something like 25%. So even if the monster had like 5,000 resist, you would still hit, I don't know, 25% of. So you'd hit 25% of 80, which is obviously 20 damage. So, but obviously it'd make more sense if another class hit or you're hitting a different element. Sometimes, depending on your weapon, you might be better off bashing them up with your weapon, depending on what element it is. Okay, one thing that I personally always sacrifice for damages is tactical play. Because I'm not quite obsessed with damages, probably because I play as an any or something like that. But you do have to weigh up tactical options. For example, 1 MP base stats is just absolutely golden. But you lose 25% damage, or is it 20%? One of the two. So you lose a little bit of damage, but then you can run around that bit more, which is cool. Now, if you do this tip, your character is going to become stronger than ever before, because then you should be able to work out even better builds. Because now you know how base damage works on your spells, and you understand how damages work. So you know, the more damages, the better in general. Now, if you see me in game, go on, you'd PM me, bloody Apprentice, because it'll be funny.